Assalamualaikum and welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are safe at home. Today we are going to discuss about Louis Armstrong. Louis Daniel Armstrong, nicknamed Satchmo, Satch and Pops, was an American trumpeter, composer, vocalist and actor who was among the most influential figures in jazz. His career spanned 5 decades from the 1920s to the 1960s and different eras in the history of jazz. Armstrong often stated that he was born on July 4, 1909. Although he died in 1971, it was not until the mid-1980s that his true birth date, August 4, 1901, was discovered by Thad Jones. By researching baptismal records, at least 3 other biographies treat the July 4 birth date as a myth. Louis Armstrong was raised by his grandmother until the age of 5, when he was returned to his mother. He spent his youth in poverty in a rough neighborhood known as Battlefield. At 6, he attended the Fisk School for Boys, a school that accepted black children in the racially segregated system of New Orleans. He did odd jobs for the Karnofskis, a family of Lithuanian Jews. While selling coal in Storyville, he heard spasm bands, groups that played music out of household objects. He heard the early sounds of jazz from bands that played in brothels and dance halls such as Pete Lala's, where King Oliver performed. The Karnofskis took him in and treated him like family, knowing he lived without a father, because his father left him and his mother at a really young age. They fed and nurtured him. In his memoir, Louis Armstrong and the Jewish Family in New Orleans, LA, the year of 1907, he described his discovery that this family was also subject to discrimination by other white folks who felt that they were better than Jews. I was only 7 years old, but I could easily see the ungodly treatment that the white folks were handing the poor Jewish family whom I worked for. He wore a Star of David pendant for the rest of his life and wrote about what he learned from them: how to live, real life and determination. His first musical performance may have been at the side of the Karnofskis' junk wagon. To distinguish them from other hawkers, he tried playing a tin horn to attract customers. Maurice Karnofsky gave Armstrong an advance towards the purchase of a cornet from a pawn shop. When Armstrong was 11, he dropped out of school. His mother moved in to a one-room house on Perdido Street with him, Lucy, and her common-law husband, Tom Lee, next door to her brother Iggy and his 2 sons. Armstrong joined a quartet of boys who sang in the street for money. He also got into trouble. Cornetist Bunk Johnson said he taught the 11-year-old to play by ear at Dago Tony's Honky Tonk. Armstrong said about his youth, "Every time I close my eyes, blowing that trumpet of mine, I look right in the heart of good old New Orleans. It has given me something to live for." Armstrong played in brass bands and riverboats in New Orleans. First on an excursion boat in September 1918, he traveled with the band Fate Marable, which toured on the steamboat Sydney with Stratford streamers lined up and down the Mississippi River. Marable was proud of his musical knowledge, and he insisted that Armstrong and other musicians in his band learn sight reading. Armstrong described his time with Marable as going to the university, since it gave him a wider experience working with written arrangements. He did return to New Orleans periodically. In 1919, Oliver decided to go north and resigned his position in Kid Ory's band. Armstrong replaced him. He also became second trumpet for the Tuxedo Brass Band. From then on, you know what happened. He became a well-known entertainer during his time. So, remember, you should know that whatever you are going through right now will only be temporary if you work hard to do what you love. Bye, and don't forget to